Hey, everybody, welcome to the Knuckleheads podcast. This is Nathan.
Is Justin.
Okay, Ace.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
I don't know. I thought I was gonna be last. This is
Okay.
Xavier.
Oh,
Before we even get any further, I want to welcome everyone
great.
to the Knuckle Sandwich podcast. All right.
Yeah, I was getting confused by that too. He said knucklehead. I thought we were the knuckle sandwich.
All right.
Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, I lost my job immediately. Yeah, welcome to the Knuckle Sandwich podcast. We're just a couple of guys who, we talk about stuff going on, and it's just you didn't ask for this, but we're just here. So, first topic of discussion, other than the fact that I can smell Ace's breath from South Carolina,
Hey
is
man, this man Nathan got big things on his forehead. Things happening. Big time.
man, Ace has been practicing that accent all week, and you see how bad it was. All right.
Is that a lifeline that you're trying to do?
I was thinking of Lifeline, yes, from Apex Legends.
Apex
but,
Legends.
A
it,
dead video
it
game.
didn't come out too well. It came out pretty bad. It's because I can hear myself and then I kind of second guess the impersonation. Yeah.
You know, Apex Legends is getting a solo mode added this Tuesday.
Oh wow.
Bring it
That's
back to
Fine,
life.
Xavier.
it's gonna be a game changer.
There we go. See, that's news they don't tell you on CNN. See, that's news that you can only come to Knuckle Sandwich to get. It's because we love you. So we're going to talk about a Amazon show that I've been forced to watch called The Boys. The Boys is basically, if I could describe it to someone, how would y'all describe The Boys? I feel like it's just scumbag Justice League.
Yeah.
Yeah. Justice League and like the Watchmen. That's what I think of when I think of the boys.
It's like if all your like second cousins that you have to see during family reunion, if they all got superpowers. That's what The Boys is.
Or just imagine everybody from the DMV. If you gave the people who work behind those counter superpowers, that would be the boys.
Every Walmart employee got the powers of the Justice League. That's The Boys.
I have like a cynical. I know hall monitors are like from the 50s, like a line leader. Like you would walk behind them in line to the bathroom, whatever. If you gave them powers,
Yes.
that would be that's the premise of the show.
The if you were the black girls who are loud and eat hot Cheetos for breakfast in the cafeteria, if you gave them all superpowers, that's what the show is. Speaking of loud black people, I just came from the gym. I had my headphones on full blast, and the loudest person in the gym is it's not the black girls, it's the black guys who I don't know. It's like it's a gym, it's not a party. They be like, "Hey, brother, man," and they're all like the 40-year-old, like Walmart dry fit wearing guys. I don't know, but we're supposed to be talking about The Boys.
Hey, we
Right.
are.
Yeah, my bad. I just had to get that off my chest. Like,
What episode are you on for the boys?
I'm on episode, I think 4. Man, one of the biggest scumbags is the Flash guy. I don't even know their names. A Train.
A Train,
Yeah.
A
that's
Town
A-Train.
down.
That guy is such a scumbag. Can't imagine if he went to prison and he's like, "Yeah, my name's A Train."
We about to show you.
Okay, yeah. Welcome to the club then. Okay, you go ahead and line up.
Oh gosh, he's terrible. He's so bad. He's so bad.
When you say bad, you mean like you don't like
Like
the
a
acting or like just the character?
a bad person.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he's a good actor. He's plays a terrible person.
Yeah, I think he's doing a
Mm,
decent
but
job.
that's
acting.
new. That's new to the game though. Out there, superhero steroids. I never thought about it like that. You know,
Yeah.
they
Compound V.
they need it. They need it too. Can't
Get,
discriminate.
get that boost.
And then the way I I was starting to get into the I guess I'm the emotional one in the group, huh? Because when he was like talking to his
Here we
girl
go again.
and he's like, "Yeah, baby, like they said that we can go public soon." She's like, "Oh my gosh, really?" He's like, "Yeah, we could go public with our relationship. I'm so excited to present you to the world. All you got to do is tell me who you told about the compound V." And then like she tells him and he's like, "I love you." And then as soon as they said that, I knew like he was about to kill her. I knew it.
Wait a second, this is episode 4?
Uh
Wait, she didn't tell, right? Because you're talking about when he said, "Yeah, you got to move you out of this place, get a bag."
yeah.
He killed her. I must have missed that.
He did the little and he took like a bunch of syringes. I don't know if I guess it was like drug heroin or probably wasn't compound V, but he stuck them in her arm at like super speed.
Okay, yeah. It's maybe the bad time to tell you all that I watch this show while I also watch YouTube. So
Okay, I'm about to say maybe Justin was paying attention to that part.
Okay,
I'm
maybe
only
we
on
should,
episode 2, so
let's just go back and you saw the airplane scene, right?
yeah, Homelander.
Yeah, that was
I didn't see it, but I know about it. Yeah.
that was pretty-
With him saying, "Yeah, I can't stop this plane." Does he? He doesn't have to push against anything, right? He can just like touch the front of the plane and then fly the opposite way. That's how that works,
yeah.
right?
He said I just go straight through the hole. And I was like, no, you wouldn't. We all saw Superman.
Mhm.
You know the plane is falling if you just like stand under it and you just hold it up, you know, let it down
does he think-
safely.
What do you think the plane is made of? That he would just go straight through the hole.
Paper and glass.
But like, is it a pinata plane that's flying across the Atlantic Ocean?
Could have, yeah, just like set it down, just so they can activate the slides, and then from there bring people to rescue them.
He was just not having it. That was just pure laziness.
Like I would agree. Like the way he killed the terrorist in the cockpit. I mean, he could have just used his hand. He could have just grabbed the gun out of his hand, but he used his laser eyes, which tore through
He
the
loves those
whole-
stupid laser eyes.
he's like strong too. Like he's bulletproof. So all he had to do was just pull the gun out of his hand. But no, he
He's
had
fast,
to,
right?
yeah, I
he's
guess.
fast.
Yeah.
He's just a
Wait, how do you miss with your eyes though?
He did.
because you're looking at it. You're right.
He just sliced up half the cockpit. And with that slash is like I'm looking at the guy, but I'm also gonna take a quick glance to the right.
Oh, nice watch. Oh crap. And then just bust open the hole.
In the comics, a little different. Instead of just a random terrorist event, it's the 9/11 plane heading
Really?
towards the World Trade Center, and the whole 7 teams there. The original plan was for them to get Black Noir because Black Noir knows how to fly a plane. You're supposed to get him into the cockpit and land it safely, but Black Noir can't fly, so they were all going up there all together. He was like carrying him by his arms and stuff, and then they're getting ready to go take it down, and then they're yelling at each other like, "Are you ready?" I don't want to yell into my mic, and then everyone's saying what because they have no form of communication to each other besides yelling, and you're like 2,000 feet
I
above
haven't
the
seen
air.
too much of. I think I've only seen like a couple scenes.
Oh, ooh.
I know he's the good guy in all of this, so you don't have to tell me.
Ooh, Black
Okay.
Noir.
Black Noir, Homelander. Yeah, they're the good guys, Justin. Basically, I think 2 members of the team die during that 9/11 event.
Black
when he-
Noir he's basically like Night Monkey from Spider-Man. Don't they have the same exact
Like
costume?
same as that costume.
yeah. Now I think about it, yeah, those just look like did they give him a power in the show? I'm not that far into the show.
I haven't seen his power. I have no idea what he does.
Yeah, I
Night
haven't
Monkey,
seen
you
him
just
do
mean
anything.
You just mean Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Black Noir, I don't think he's like done anything for real. He's just,
How did
like, been
Homelander?
menacing and quiet?
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't speak at all in the comics until the end.
Right.
Everybody's favorite, the Deep. We all like him. Stand-up guy.
What a cool guy.
Felt so bad for him.
have,
I don't feel bad for him.
have any of you guys seen what he looks like without his vest on, just like his regular chest with his gills? So nasty.
Oh, he got gills?
It's so nasty. I actually had to stop watching that. grown man with gills on his stomach like that.
Oh, they don't go there.
Yeah, I know. That's why he was so embarrassed. But no, that plane scene. Also, I was thinking he could have saved. They both could have saved one person at least. Like that kid. She was like, "Take my daughter."
Take these two.
He
Remember
was
when you
like,
said, "Yeah, you want me to make 100 trips? I can do it."
Yeah, he
Like,
could.
yes,
You want me to make 100 trips? It's out of the question.
The
any
laziest
lives are
person.
better than none. Just make one trip. Doesn't matter.
He said, but then he said, but then they're gonna tell, they're gonna tell what I did, up
Ooh.
here. And then he was like, and she was like, yeah, I guess you're right. They hopped off that plane.
How did they
Right.
board the plane on the show?
Open the emergency door.
Okay, they did the same thing in the comic, and they were all scared. They're going to die from the terrorists, and the little boy said, "Look, mommy, it's Homelander." And then he opened up the emergency door, a window, and then the next panel, the boy was just gone. He just flew out the window. That's why the kids are not allowed to sit in the emergency roads.
That's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
Well, have your seatbelt on.
Even unrelated to that, I do have a gripe with that scene. He opened up that emergency door, which would have immediately depressurized that plane, and none of the oxygen masks fell down. All right.
What?
There we go. Pilot. Can I say your occupation? Pilot.
I'll just burp it out.
Oh, you just-
Well,
But wait, so that would actually happen if you open the emergency hatch on a plane? People would get sucked out.
Yeah, that's a very
yeah.
high
You
pressure
need
worker.
to have your seatbelt on. Have your
That's
seatbelt on.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not.
How about like people who go skydiving and they just sit right next to the door?
I mean,
why
you're
is
at
it
like
different?
10,000 feet, and that you're doing that in like a Cessna, which isn't pressurized anyway.
Oh, okay. Dang. So when you're flying in a Cessna, your ears are just getting pounded.
If the door's open, yeah.
Not necessarily. You'll feel it because it's just not pressurized. Like if you have like, it doesn't really bother me as a kid, but not now.
You a grown man now. Yeah.
That was awkward. we're gonna put Nathan on the watch list. He said he's a grown man now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What else can we talk about? Well, just the invisible guy. I don't even know his name.
Vanisher, I think.
Translucent.
Translucent. I like this
He's not even
character.
translucent. He's invisible. So why do they call him translucent?
It says in the show several times he's not invisible. Yeah, he just bends
Oh,
the
he's
light
not.
waves.
He just bends light waves. But for the sake of the graphic, like, what's the team who makes the graphics team? For the sake of them, he's just invisible. It's like less work for them.
What's the name? Vanisher? Is that his name?
Translucent.
Translucent. Okay. He's not even in the comic book.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Yeah. It's original for the show.
Wow.
Maybe just because of what Nathan just said, so they could save money on graphics.
I think in the what is the first episode when he tracks him back to the store, I think you can kind of see like an outline moving when
Oh,
he
you
starts
can?
fighting Butcher. That's what I think.
Really?
Yeah, like you see like a slight like outline shift.
Okay.
But I thought that was because he had blood on him.
This is before that I thought. I can go back and watch.
As long as it's not as bad as Mirage from Apex Legends. Post patch, he's okay now.
Well, since we played, but we can never play again, right? No need.
Well, I'll get back in there Tuesday with that solo. See what that's all about. See 100 Mirages jumping on the map.
100 people now.
Oh, I forgot 60.
Can we talk about the way that they killed Translucent though?
It was the only way, all right.
What-
Yeah.
he has
No
a
other
mouth,
options.
right? Yeah.
Spit it
can't they
out.
put it in-
Okay. Don't wanna risk that. He
If
could
he
throw
was
it up.
he was knocked out, they could have just put it in his mouth,
And then blow it up right then and there. Yeah.
but they had to. That means they had to like feel around because
Yeah.
invisible.
How long did it take for them to find it?
By any means necessary, all right.
And then how tightly did they have to like wrap up the C4? Whatever. I don't even want to.
A little bit of plastique.
And then did y'all notice when he woke up, they had to tell him like he didn't know that there was
Yeah, that's ridiculous. All right.
a wad of C4 up his butt.
I mean, that means it was way up there, you know.
How do you not know? How do you not feel the
I
difference?
mean, hey, that's what happens. You got to get it up there. You right on the edge. I mean, of course you're gonna feel it.
He said whatever it costs, and he meant it. All right.
So you're gonna get it up there.
When Huey decided to put the detonator down, and then the guy just walked away all happy that he's about to live. Why didn't he
Hey, take the
ask
detonator.
for the detonator? I said, are you gonna kill him now? Are you just gonna walk away? You better get the detonator. Don't turn your back on this man.
he, he was about to live the rest of his life with C4 up his butt. Because he said you take it out, it's gonna blow up. So he's just all right. That's I got.
Out here.
That's why
Alright,
I'm explosive now.
He escapes.
he was just-
Homelander rescues him, and then he or Homelander, I guess if he moves fast, or A-Train can just go and grab it real quick.
A-Train. That would be A-Train would not do that.
He would-
A-Train is not that good of a friend to anybody. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'll take care of it. Where is it at? Yeah, where's it at, bro? You said where? You said it's in your what?
Never mind, bro. I'm sorry.
He
Nothing I can
sprints
do about
off.
that.
That's one of them things you'd hire Shockwave for. That was just a filler. Like they're just gonna have two speedsters and race them.
The point of that one of them was going to get replaced. That was the big deal.
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess
These-
because
Are these supers
it's
only in
like-
America?
oh, you gotta finish the show for that.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good. Yeah,
I didn't
but they
like
do
it. Why
address
would
it.
they
do
like they had a
address it.
full arena just for like a 1 second lap? Like the dudes walked around the lap one time.
I expected a couple laps.
Yeah, or run around the block. It's like the guys who made the show never saw the Flash. Like they don't know how to animate or make a speedster entertaining. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of A-Train.
I thought they were gonna make him like run around the world or something.
Yeah, yeah.
That would make sense, right?
You're telling me all these people gathered together for 1 second?
Less than that, just you all
Yeah.
can blink in unison. In
Yeah,
unison.
someone blinked.
I mean, yeah.
How
it was
rich are you? You know?
Pretty bad.
Those are all the kids who like, or those are all the people who like don't let their kids ride their tricycles with the black kid down the street. Now, those are the type of people who bought tickets. Like, I would date you, but my dad doesn't want me to date any black guys. Y'all want to move topics? Let's talk about
Actually,
something.
You in charge today, Nathan?
Hey,
Wait a
real
second.
quick though, right before that race started, you know, and he souped up on that compound V. How did no one see that? I mean, no one saw that. The man came back, and his brother, his trainer, was like, "Hey, man, you okay?" Like, like, no, he clearly just ran somewhere. Like, do you not see him now moving his arms? Like, no, I'm just pumped up. I'm ready. I was thinking, you know,
And then every time he runs, that train horn goes off. Did y'all notice that?
I haven't noticed that.
No, I haven't heard it.
Every time he takes off, you hear. So it's like he can't really sneak around. And then he
Is that-
comes back and he does the cocaine scream.
Woo! Yeah.
Like, okay, this he's on cocaine.
Now that I think about it, is he going so fast that he can't even stop himself? All right, actually, let's talk this one out. He went around that track, right? Let's say like at least a third of it was blocked off from the cinder blocks because that finish line was right in the middle. That was a pretty tight turn. He said he's doing Mach 3. But in a regular, city-sized street, a woman is one step off the curb. he runs right into her.
Through her. Yeah.
Yeah, he runs through her. And then he stops. It was only like 20 feet away, only to say, yeah, I can't, I got to keep going.
Was he running after someone or running away from someone?
He had that drug backpack. So I think he was running to that, the compound V den.
Oh, with the little Asian girl who was in the cage.
The woman.
still trying to figure out why she's part of the whole show.
Who's the Asian
Incredibly
girl?
dangerous.
Who, the female?
Yeah, she just claws people's eyes out.
Okay, yeah, I haven't gotten to that
Goodness
point yet.
Gracious, Asian.
Time it was me.
This Asian's
that,
dog.
Oh, it's
that wasn't me.
Oh,
All right, I'll let it.
Whoa! Someone needs to go eat some more. You hungry? Huh? You hungry? You feeling some type of way? Maybe you need to go eat. You hungry? Want to cut some fruit? Want a banana?
at what point does Mother's Milk show up in the show? I'm waiting for Mother's Milk.
It was episode 2, wasn't it?
I
I
don't know,
didn't see
let's ask
Mother's Milk in
Nathan.
episode 2.
Let's ask
All the way in
Nathan.
episode 2?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
maybe he's at the end, or maybe he's episode 3.
okay.
The dude who's the prison.
Actually, they kill Translucent and then they talk to him. So yeah, episode 3.
Okay, so he's the next episode. All right. I've been waiting for my boy Mother's Milk.
Speaking of milk, what's the significance of that lady always breastfeeding?
She's a new mom.
Does she actually have a kid? Y'all know who I'm talking about? The CEO lady?
Yeah, Stillwell.
Showed the kid.
Yeah, she has a
Yeah, she
baby.
has a kid.
She has a baby?
Mhm.
Why does she look like she's 60 years old?
Yeah, that's what Homelander said. He was impressed that she was still able to have a child and produce milk. I don't know why they keep going back to it though.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
there's something at
always-
the end.
Every episode, I have to see her like get ready to feed the baby,
Hey,
and
it's
Homelander-
Homelander
Homelander-
like,
it's okay. Nathan.
crying outside of her door.
Nathan said,
This is
"What's
some
up with
weird-
this public breastfeeding? Put it to rest already." No.
It's okay to breastfeed in public, Nathan. All right.
Nathan,
People even breastfeed on Twitch. People
Nathan
breastfeed
said-
on Twitch and get away with it.
he said, "There's a time and a place for everything. It's not at the workplace."
That was what I was asking. Ace, do they get down to it, I guess, later in the season? Why these superheroes even listen to this random company? Like that one lady who, the CEO's assistant, who was yelling at, not Starfire. What's the
Starlight.
Starlight? Like she just full on
Yeah,
screamed at her,
like-
and I'm wondering why she didn't just like hit her.
Because
Why are you talking to me
it's
that
like
way?
it's one big organization, you know.
Okay.
You know, even though you're right, you're like these guys are clearly are powerful, more powerful than anyone. They still realize that they don't get paid. You know, they gotta perform. They don't get paid, and I think that's like the big reason why, like, they're willing to do those PR stunts and like really anything anyone says is because it's all about the money for them. But except for Starlight, she's the only person that's like
Anyone?
trying to be genuine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought because like I was telling AC when I watched the first episode, you see Homelander and the Queen something Wonder Woman lady stopping a bank robbery,
Queen
and
May.
I had to pause it because I read that whole series, and not once did any superhero do anything heroic. I was thinking back, I only could think of one time that there was actually a superhero team doing good work, and that was just like a little teenage, like that was like a Teen Titans team, little kids. But all the adult superheroes, not one time in the whole comic did I see any of them do anything good.
They give them the crimes they're supposed to bust.
Yeah, instead of
We
giving
here
it to the police.
Yeah, that was crazy.
When when the CEO was talking to, oh wow, we won't get into the politics of it, but the mayor of Baltimore,
Mhm.
he's like, yeah, we'll send Nubian Prince there to bring the murder rate down. Does that mean they already they know who the murderers are? And they're just
Yeah,
not to
yeah. I think that's what it is.
give them to the police? Second thoughts about this is Bot Company. I don't think they're too good at all.
In the comic, they're the ones that like made Compound V back in World War II.
Okay.
So that's why they have such the connection to the superhero community. In Compound Z is just a common, like everybody knows about it in the comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are prostitutes who like take powdered version and snort it up when they know the superhero teams are coming over, because otherwise they will not be able to handle them. That's the stuff they be covered in there. That's why when you send that text out, Nathan, expecting it to die down, and I don't think it should die down. They're going to follow the comic. There was one story arc which is them spying on some team just going crazy in a brothel. Is that what they're called?
Yep.
Brothel. Yeah.
Brothel.
It was nasty. It was nasty.
Is this and then I'm not trying to spoil myself, but did they explain how the superheroes came about? Have they always had them, or
So they started them in during World War II in the 40s because they wanted them to fight wars, as weapons, but it never caught on. And eventually, Compound Z somehow just got into the air, or I don't remember exactly, but basically, it's like the X gene from X-Men, where people just started getting the powers naturally.
okay?
Also, the who's A Train?
Mhm.
Have y'all seen his haircut?
He has
His
that
little
really dumb
two-
part.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's
Terrible.
the a reverse Nike swoosh, I think.
It's just missing. I think they should have one that's perpendicular in the middle and make a train track. Then it'll be good.
I want to make a joke, but it's gonna be bad. I feel like it looks like he got clawed by an eagle or something. He was running past a stop sign and
You're good, Nathan. I can hear it in your voice. I know how much you hate A-Train.
I hate
Yeah.
A-Train.
We could jump topics and make you feel better. What's next on your list?
Jeez, man. The next topic isn't even that much better because we're just talking about Solo.
Ooh.
Jeez, I'm dead.
Oh boy, where do we begin?
Where do
Oh,
we
no.
begin?
Where do we begin?
You want to start off, Justin?
Please.
What'd you think of the movie?
All right. Just I'm gonna go into my whole opinion on this whole new Star Wars thing. Overall, I don't think I like it. Star Wars was one of my favorite series, and they're kind of ruining it. And then I'll talk about my ranking for the current new movies that are out will be Rogue One, Solo, The Force Awakens, and then Last Jedi. Solo was, and I'll say the gap between Rogue One and Solo is pretty big. Okay, I don't like that movie. But
Which one,
Would you
Rogue
like-
One or Solo?
Rogue One was actually a good movie.
Okay. I was about to say, I thought
Rogue One
Rogue
is
One was like really good, actually.
Rogue One is actually, I think, one of the. I'd put it in top 3 for Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
Definitely.
Solo, I saw it with Xavier and Asian, I guess a year ago. But I think we had talked about it walking into the movie theater. They're going to tell us how he got his last name or how Chewbacca got his
Yeah,
name.
we were joking about it in line. We were like, "Oh, they're going to give us everything. They're going to tell us how he got his pistol, why they called him Han Solo." And we did not discuss how Chewbacca got his nickname Chewie because we thought that was self-explanatory. We thought we know how Chewbacca got the nickname Chewie. No, he said in the movie, "Your name's Chewbacca." Nah, I'm gonna have to shorten that.
But
Oh man. Huh.
spent a little minute. They had the whole. We always knew, I thought we knew because you can't really trust. You can't use the expanded universe stuff anymore because that's not canon.
Mhm.
But we always knew he was like a scoundrel kid growing up. We didn't know he worked for the Slug Lady. Which, I mean, all fine and dandy. The love, not really love triangle, but the romantic connection with Emilia Clarke. Also, didn't really think was necessary, and I feel like she was put in there because she was Daenerys in Game of Thrones, and they thought that'd be a name to add to this series.
That's who she was.
Good little
Wow.
crossover audience.
See, I didn't watch Game of Thrones at that point, so that was just a random woman to me.
And then I think my first audible groan was when he signs up for the Imperial military, and the clerk whatever is like, "You're here by yourself, so you're solo now."
Yeah.
Like, so what's your last name? Like, I don't have one. Like, well, you're here by yourself, so I guess you're Solo. You're Han Solo. And that's it. And then in the expanded universe, there's like generations of Solos. 'Cause I think like all of them are smugglers, but in here it's
Oh,
just
wow.
Oh man,
a one-off.
threw it out the window.
It's a one-off of I'm gonna be funny, and because you gave me the opportunity to put anything down, that's gonna be your name now.
You said that was your first audible groan. I can't imagine you like audibly groaning in the movie theater. Like, is it like one of those when you turn over in the bed at 3 a.m.? It's like, ugh.
I think it was probably a little short. I'm like, oh, like
I was like, ugh.
uh,
Like a
yeah,
congested Rick Ross.
Yeah.
I
Well,
I
just-
felt that when Han said Chewbacca's too long, I'm gonna have to find a nickname for that. That's when I felt it, Justin, because they didn't need to say it out loud. If he randomly just called him Chewie the next scene, everyone would understand that it's a nickname. They don't have to explain what a nickname is.
Also, Chewbacca eats people. We saw that in that pit. All right. I don't. It changed my view a little bit on that character when I see that
wow.
human bones down there. All right. And the thing is, like, okay, we see Chewbacca in Episode 3, right? Revenge of the
Yeah,
Revenge of the Sith.
there were Yoda.
Yeah, he's a commander there. He's been around like galactic civilization. These people have spacecraft. All right. These are not primitive species, but he's eating people and just not communicating. Well, I mean, I guess there is that language barrier, but come on now, all right, eating people.
You gotta eat, don't
Yeah,
you?
some hard times, some hard times out there, Justin. All right.
Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. But I didn't like that. Han speaking Wookiee.
Bro, Ace, you just sounded like a nasty uncle just now when you said that. You gotta eat, don't you?
Real quick,
How far
sidebar.
back are you slouched right now?
So, okay, sidebar. So yesterday I went to a funeral, and it was on the side of my family that I don't get to see too often. They live like really out there in the country, and it's like on my dad's side of the family. And I haven't been to like a family reunion in a long time, so this was kind of like a family reunion for everybody because we were all there. And my dad, uh, he turned into a completely different person. Like we're not from the city or something. Like he went back to his old ways, and so part of that family, they own a barbecue restaurant, and so we're driving down there to like LaGrange, North Carolina, and he said, I wonder they got barbecue. They got barbecue today. Yeah, it's 4 p.m. They still open. So he called someone up on the phone. He said, y'all still got barbecue? And he said, no, sir. It's almost 4 p.m. We close today. And he said, no, y'all gonna have to open back up. Y'all gonna have to open back up. And he's like kept talking like really country. Like made me realize that he's either been lying to me my whole life, that he's been pretending to talk like he's from, Raleigh, the city, but no, he has this like countryness still in him. And we get there, and there was like, at the end of the funeral, and after the burial, you go back for refreshments and the repast, and someone had made like a homemade lemon pound cake, and he just decomposed in front of my eyes. And it was just so it wasn't embarrassing because everyone else was acting like he was just so happy, and it was like really good at this, like really good, but also really embarrassing at the same time. And everyone ate the lemon pound cake. It was all gone. Like everyone had some, but this my dad is walking around with the plate full of crumbs and just eating
Crumbs.
he's just eating lemon pound cake crumbs off the plate. And he kept asking people if they wanted some. And they kept saying no, and he kept saying, okay, more for me then. And for the audience, my dad doesn't talk like
Yeah,
this.
his dad doesn't talk about it at all. I can't even comprehend it.
I was so confused, and I had to leave. I left. I went home. I said, I'll see you guys later. I couldn't take it anymore.
Did you tell him that this is a funeral?
I mean, I guess that's like the good part of it. Like it's such a country like funeral.
Oh, okay,
in a way,
okay.
right? Where like, everyone's kind of like celebrating and stuff. I mean, it was like a really good time. It was a sad day, but like also it was like a really good time to see everybody. And he was just out of control.
Like one of those things where like, yeah, we got to do this more often.
Yeah.
Was the food and stuff after y'all buried the body at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
The repast is like that's when it's after.
Okay.
Usually you do that afterwards. So yeah, it was that lemon pound cake that just really got to him. and I think it was just too much sugar. Honestly, I mean, not like North Carolina barbecue is more vinaigrette, so I don't know where he was getting that sugar from. I think he had like 2 slices, pound cake, and then he had the plate full of crumbs, and he was just unleashed. Paul unleashed. So yeah, sorry, I just want to throw that in there.
I think that makes it even better. Paul. It's not a like country name at all.
It's not a country name. It's not a country name. Yeah, it's just.
Hi, I'm Paul. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah, that's how my dad talks, and he just.
Oh, I have to bleep out the. Oh, I'm sorry for saying the location again. Dang it.
No, I gotta bleep it out. All right.
he said Paul, North Carolina Social Security number.
All right.
9189 this time. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry, Justin. That is a lot. That's a lot.
All right.
You can keep my stuff in, Justin. You can dox me. Go ahead. They know where I live.
What were you saying about Solo, Justin?
Oh yeah.
Chewbacca eating people. I think that's where I left off.
Yeah. Because you said he was like a commander in episode 3 or something, right?
And you see him with the other Wookiee commander. Like they're the top 2 guys there on Kashyyyk.
Yeah. Out there fighting wars with Yoda. Then he became a monster that eats people.
Only monster that eats people that I know.
Say it. Please. Say it.
Is Ace on Justin's birthday.
Another part I didn't like in the movie.
Good. I'm glad you stopped it. I'm about to go in on Nathan. I'll let Xavier finish, but I'm about to rip you a new one.
It was at the end when we find out the lady was a bad guy the whole time, and she was contacting Darth Maul, and Darth Maul was like, "Yeah, I'm Darth Maul." Then he threatened her with his double-bladed lightsaber via a hologram, and she's like, "Okay."
He made a big deal of. He did the whole force gesture from wherever the lightsaber is, because usually I guess they carry it on him, but he did not. And then he activates it on screen. Like, she's millions of miles away. Millions of miles.
At least other bad guys, they out there force pushing people around, via hologram. He's just taking out his lightsaber.
Displays.
But go ahead, AC.
Oh, I was just gonna say that Nathan has to use a pneumatic screwdriver to whew, never mind.
So you could have finished it. Justin could have cut it out. So it was.
Yeah. I was gonna say that Nathan Martin has to use a pneumatic sander to file down his nails at the end of the day. Yeah. Yeah, you just go ahead and cut that out.
Okay, Justin, if you can just can you do the whole rating for all the movies again, the new Star Wars movies?
Because you smell bad, Ace.
We talked about that. You can't use that one. Okay. All right, guys. I guess now we gotta let the audience know. There's one roast that really can never be trumped, and that's if you in the crowded in like a group of crowded people, you just say, "Nah, man, you just smell bad." If you say someone smells bad around other people that don't know you, you've lost your credibility. You've lost. There's no way you can win after that. And so we agreed that we'd never use that one, but Nathan brought it up now. So
I use that every chance I get.
that's
like back when we used to play like Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid. And you know how you're only supposed to use Exodia like when it's like the last as your last card, but then kids would like just put Exodia right down. I was one of those kids.
Actually, I don't know if Nathan was one of those kids, 'cause you can't put him down.
5 different cards, right?
You can't put down one card. All right, thank you.
Sound like Nate Martin out here cheating to get the 5 cards on top. You cheating, Nathan?
Bro, you calling 8-year-old me a cheater.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't know how
cheated.
to
Yeah, you were cheater.
Yeah. I was like, you can't put that down at the beginning unless you get all 5 cards in the first hand.
Top decking.
But you good,
Whoa.
Nathan. I did that all the time with Candyland. You know, I put the what was the last kingdom? I think the Gumdrop Kingdom. I put that as the second card. Had my cousin take the first one. I take the second one. Would you look at that? You know, I was only 10 spaces from the end line.
Oh, man, y'all some cheaters, man. Oh, just a game. 8 years old. Cheating at Yu-Gi-Oh.
I think I
Cheating at Candyland.
I'd do
What
it
the-
again.
I did something similar as a kid, playing the card game War, where it's just like you flip cards over,
Yeah.
higher one wins. I remember meticulously going through a deck of cards and just every other card being a face card. I give that to myself, playing with my grandparents.
Jeez.
With your grandmother?
Oh, you
It's my
sick.
granddad.
Oh,
No,
Oh my gosh.
He knew the game, all right. He knew the game.
well, if it was your granddad,
What?
after the third one, didn't he catch on that maybe his grandson loaded the deck?
He knew, but he was just being a good grandparent. He played along.
In his head, he's like, man, this my grandson cheater, man.
Or what else they had? They had the Cracker Barrel thing with the what is the peg game?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
They had one of those, and I would take out more pegs than usual just to get that 2 or 1, and then I would be like, oh, you got 3 that time, not as good as me. I just let my level, what 6 or 7, they let me have it, and I appreciate that. Maybe who I am today.
Man, what a privilege that we grew up in a time when you played the Cracker Barrel peg game for fun.
Oh, Connect 4.
Connect
You would-
4.
You would never see a
Candyland.
kid doing that nowadays.
Kids nowadays would be like, "What's Candyland? What is that? Is that an app? Is that on Fortnite?"
Ooh, is it an apple?
You talking about Candy Crush? Yeah, I got Candy Crush.
Get out of here,
Right.
stupid kid.
All right, come on now. You're gonna tell me Connect 4 is more fun than Fortnite
Now, yes. All right.
now? All right.
Ooh,
Oh,
Fortnite was good once.
juicy.
I don't know if I want to do Connect 4 for 3 hours or Fortnite. All right.
Oh,
I don't know.
you added what, Justin? You must not have played Fortnite recently. Me and Asian tried to get back in there, Justin. All right, and we couldn't last more than an hour.
As after the mech.
No, we haven't gone back in this system. I played. No, I did play a little bit of it because they brought back my factory in the center of the map. But it was still.
Oh yeah.
It was still bad, Justin.
It was still bad with that.
It's still bad, AC. Unless we just stay on that one factory the whole game.
Wow. That game. Garbage.
And what's the deal? Like you win $3 million or something?
Yeah, some 16-year-old won $3 million for in a tournament the other week.
Whoa.
He wasn't even
Um,
like signed by anybody. He was just actually a random 16-year-old, not one of the
Oh wow.
professional esports gamers. Just some boy.
He I think he said that he plays 6 hours every night at least. He gets home from school and then talks strategy with his team, ices his hand down or warms his hands up in a bowl of water, and then he gets in there and then they do creative mode for a little bit, and then they start to practice. And he won $3 million. It worked.
Yeah,
It worked. So
Dang.
I wish I was that good.
I'm gonna quit my job and start gaming
You're too old now, AC.
full
It's
time.
over. It's over.
Your thumbs will never be that fast again.
No, they won't. Yeah, Justin. Nathan can't play games with us because he uses his thumbs too much to pick his nose out. So they've been permanently damaged by all those boogers he got stuck under his nails.
Hey, won't you lend me one of your extra thumbs then?
Nathan sells his earwax by the bottle online, on Amazon, 2-day shipping.
And my highest consumer is in North Carolina. Have you heard of it? a guy on eBay named Booty Bandit. He just
Ooh.
buys them by the crate load.
Oh man, Nathan associates himself with because that's his middle name. And
I have
Wait.
to work with this.
no, you can keep that. You can keep that. We already know each other's names. We put our Instagrams out there.
Yeah,
alright?
yeah.
That is true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
name. I
Yeah.
don't care if you said my name.
When you get not only doxxed but your credit score ruined, there, I don't want anybody coming
All right,
crying back to me.
I'm gonna risk it, Justin. All right, I'm gonna get that NordVPN. All right, not sponsored,
Uh,
but we can be. Mm.
Wait a second.
No.
We hate Nord. Nord will never be a product on this podcast unless they cut us that check. All right. So,
You know who-
NordVPN, if you're listening, we hate your product, but you can sponsor us. And maybe we'll change our minds.
That's
Right.
right.
But
It
I
would-
actually heard that NordVPN is actually pretty bad because they do like save some of your data.
Okay, then ExpressVPN.
I heard that was worse.
What? All right, then I don't know any
Wow.
other VPNs off my head, but I'll get one. You can say my name. It's okay.
One of these days.
Just keep my soch out of it.
you know who we are sponsored by. We're sponsored by Petco Dog Food. Actually, one of our listeners is a. Oh fuck!
I wanted to see where to go with that one.
Oh yeah, I had it. I had it.
You can
I
get
had
the
it. I
host,
messed
one
it
of
up.
our hosts.
Yeah. It was gonna be Nathan Eats Food, but I didn't put it up for it.
Before we switch gears, Justin, can you just give me the ranking for all the new Star Wars movies, please? You
got you.
said Rogue One's at the top.
Rogue One,
Okay.
Solo,
Okay.
Last Jedi. No, scratch that. The Force Awakens, then Last Jedi.
Okay. All right.
Is that just for these recent movies? Or are you
Yeah.
ranking all of
Just
them?
the
Okay.
just the recent ones.
My recent one is Rogue One. Oof. And I guess that's it. I didn't like any of the other ones.
And that's okay.
Same
I
here.
can't even decide like which order to put them in because I didn't like any of them.
If we were ranking all Star Wars movies, we would put Star Wars, the first one, with the baby Anakin in there. That's
birth
everyone's
of-
favorite Star Wars movie, right?
Jar Jar Blinks. No, unfortunately, it's not my favorite movie.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I've been, I guess, with the mainstream and putting Empire Strikes Back at the top. I think I will actually tie that with Revenge of the Sith.
Honestly, I'm glad you say that, Justin. I know this is going to be controversial. Probably going to lose a lot of viewers for this. But the third, Revenge of the Sith, is my favorite.
Revenge of the
Followed
Sith
by-
has easily the best action.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
still need that action. I don't want to just see a bunch of old men throwing sticks around.
Ooh. Revenge of the Sith, is that the second one, or which one is that?
That's
That's the third
the
Third
How
one.
many-
Okay.
There's so many movies out there. There's just old men in cloaks talking in British accents.
All right.
Why they?
Not even a majority of them, I don't think. All right.
Like any medieval movie,
Okay.
No,
not just Star
any-
Wars.
all the Star Wars. You know,
All right. I gave you an out there. All right. It's not all the
Walk
Star Wars.
around.
Nathan,
Full
since we're on this topic, Nathan, have you seen the Lord of the Rings movies?
all the Lord of the Rings
Did
movies,
you like those movies?
all the Harry Potter movies. Lord of the.
Oh my
Whoa.
gosh.
Harry Potter is set in Britain, though. It's set in the UK.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Sorry about that, dog.
I've seen the first Lord of the Rings. I think I've seen them all. I just haven't seen them in my adulthood, so I can't really remember.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
haven't
think they're
seen them
excellent
since.
movies, actually.
I haven't seen them since I was in elementary school. I think
Yeah.
they were just too long for me to ever go back and watch them again.
They're a really good watch if you go back. You're like, oh snap, this was 2004.
I like them better than the Hobbits.
Oh yeah, I
For
watched I watched the first Hobbit, and then that was it.
All right. So the first Hobbit came out in, I think it was like 2012, and
Yeah.
I did like the movie, and I was inspired to buy and read the book, which I did. That book is only 200 pages, and they made like 8 hours of films out of 200 pages. Okay, and then the movie,
Freaking British people. No, go on.
the movie, of course, is going to be nothing like the book, but the book is kind of boring. All right, it's nowhere near. It's not. I don't think it's a good book. I think as far as like storytelling goes, it is a good story, but it's just so boring, and it made 200 pages, one of the longest books I think I've ever read.
Is there at least like people 1v1ing the dragon? Is that in the book?
I think the whoever the is it Wander or something, whoever that random human is.
Mhm.
I think he had like a paragraph killing the dragon because he just runs up to the crossbow or he has the bow or whatever, and he shoots it, shoots the
Ah.
arrow.
No, no.
That's why we don't read books. Movies only.
Yeah.
Reading books is for suckers.
What do y'all
Your
want to talk
forehead?
about? Do we want to do what?
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 Huh? What's next on your list, Nate?
So we could either do worst roommate or worst barbershop stories.
Let's do the
All right.
barbershop story.
All right, so Ace heard this one already, and I think I texted it to you all either last week or earlier this week. All right, so I was in the barbershop, and one of the barbers is talking to just a guy, you know, in like the waiting area with the chairs, right? Talking to them about buying a gun. All right, so red flag number one right there. Then the barber says, "Yeah, I'm about to go and buy this gun at whatever gun store or gun shop or gun whatever was in town." And the guy's like, "You want to see mine?" And the barber's like, "Yeah, go ahead and bring it in." And, you know, me just sitting there waiting for a haircut. That's that's one of the last things you want to hear. All right. So he goes back and then he brings his gun in, shows to the barber. The barber cocks it in the shop. All right.
Oh my god.
I don't know if he cleared the mag. I wasn't trying to look like I was paying attention because you know you don't want to look like you're like, hey, you listen to my conversation.
Yeah, you're gonna get shot.
And I'm in a bad spot. All right. But I don't know if he cleared the weapon. Just not a good place to be at the time. And then he doesn't bring the gun back to his car. He just he puts it back on his person. Now Ace and I were talking about this. I think we were playing Rocket League. Somehow medical outfits came up. We were talking about scrubs. This guy worked at some sort of like health facility, and he was wearing his scrubs to the barbershop. He's like, yeah, I carry it with me all the time at the job. They can't even tell. Look. And,
What?
That's just terrifying, knowing that if you ever go and you need some sort of medical service, your provider could be packing. You never know.
Man, walking to a hospital loaded, ready. Who's he gonna be fighting off? People in wheelchairs? What's going on?
If any of them got too uppity, they wheel you out of places. But they decided, yeah, I'm gonna walk out of this hospital. And like, no, you ain't. Just lifts up his shirt.
Sit down.
You don't want to do that.
Sit down. What you mean you don't got insurance?
You either pay now. I'm gonna take it on the back end. All right. That was another thing. Like the other barber was like, yeah, usually I carry my judge on me. So I just have my 40 cal. Nathan, you know what the judge is? It sounds like it's a handgun that shoots shotgun shells. All right. This is a barber shop. It's not in a bad neighborhood. All right. It's in a nice part of town. But he is ready to fight off hordes if need be, at a moment's notice. But if you say like, yeah, can I get change from my 20? It's like, yeah, I don't got any singles. You're not walking out of it with change, right? that is my barbershop story.
So it's just, I'm assuming this is an African American franchise barbershop.
No, not a franchise. All right, and it is African American.
Okay. I got a story from when I was in Germany. Not too many African American barbers over there that can handle afros. But I did eventually find a Russian woman really good at it. But it was the first day of, I want to say, 10th grade. No, 9th grade. It was 9th grade. And my Russian woman was on vacation. She went back home. So I had no barber. So I had to use a barber on base. And
oh my gosh.
It was not a American barber. Even though I was on base, it was a German barber. And when I sat down in the chair, I fully picked my hair out. So all you had to do was even it up. He was so scared. He could not comprehend how to even start. But I had to get my haircut because tomorrow's, the first day of school. You got to go to school with your haircut. Otherwise, you're gonna get lit up. and that's it for your social life. And that's the first day of high school for me. So he cut it up, and at the end of it, he was so happy. He looked in the mirror and he gave me the mirror, and I said, "No, no, it was a perfect spear on my head." He did a good job even get it out, but it was a perfect spear. It's not supposed to be a perfect spear. Listeners, if you don't know what an arrow is supposed to look like, you're supposed to let it come out in front a little bit. But it was a perfect spear, and I can't pick that out because it's all even now. So I went to school. I had to. Luckily, this is the high. It's not like a new high school. The high school is connected to the middle school on base, so it's not a bunch of new people. I knew everybody. But the first thing I got to school, one of my friends saw me in the hallway. He looked at me. He said, "8-ball corner pocket," and everybody heard that. And like, what are you talking about? Then they saw me. And I'm like, Tadze, no. I'll dox him. Name's Tadze. Tadze. I don't care. All right. Tadze tried to ruin my life. But yeah, that's mine. That's the worst haircut I've ever had.
All right. Oh, talk about the. Anybody want to go ahead before I go to my worst haircut? Y'all did this one already.
No, go ahead.
All right. In college, I went to a particular barber. All right. A particular barber shop, I would say. The barber that I went to, usually he was not there. And the weird thing about this place, like there was the middle chair at this barber shop. They would always be cycling people out because for whatever reason, I guess the chair was cursed. And the barber that I went to that day is a picture perfect. He could be like Young Thug's twin. He looks exactly like Young Thug.
Oh.
So I go in, and my haircut back then, incredibly simple. I just need it low, even all around. All right, that's it. And then all you have to do is, get the lineup right, and then I can walk out of there. My haircut back then took less than 10 minutes because all you're doing is shaving all the hair down to the same length, and then you spend like 5 minutes getting the lineup right, and that's it. All right, so he shaves it all down. Spends a little bit longer on the lineup than I'm used to. Whenever like I said, my haircut takes about 10 minutes. I'm sitting there for 20 minutes, and the barber is actually working. I get worried. Okay, so I'm still sitting there, and he's like, "Yeah, all right, I got you," and then hands me the mirror, and I think that was the worst hairline I'd ever had, and I remember describing it as like he got the line right, but it looked like when he had done the line, he placed like a dime like in the he cut a dime in half, and he kind of like went over the dime, and he gave that to me and expecting me to walk out the shop looking like that. All right, and at that point I was like, yeah, just make me bald. And I think it's like the second time I had gone bald, and the first time I was going into like a break, so I had a little bit of buffer time for people who would actually see me. And I was in high school where I know where to really care, but going into the cafeteria because I still had to go eat meals, people could spot me just from the glint on my head. I was bald back then, or bald for that period of time. Yeah, that was a rough time.
I never saw you without a hat. Justin. I
I
never saw what it looked like. You always had a hat on.
Because Nathan was my roommate at the time, and I remember I kept the hat on for so long until I had to take it off.
Oh, that was rough. That was really rough.
I transformed the game though, right? I roasted myself on Snapchat before anyone
You
could roast
did.
me.
That
Yeah,
was,
you did. Yeah,
you
you got ahead of it. Yeah, smart. You had that PR team behind you.
It's really smart.
But that's my worst haircut experience.
At any point during the haircut, did you hear him say, "Ah, shit," underneath his breath, and then go back to his mirror and get some other stuff?
Not like that, but you know how they would have like the composed look, like you have like the hand underneath the chin and like kind of squinting,
Mhm.
and then like they kind of just tilt your head. That happened a few times. Okay.
Okay. All right. Then yeah, there it is.
As soon as I hit like minute 15 and I'm not giving the man the money, I know something is terribly wrong.
I have I'll tell my worst barbershop story, and then I have to gotta jet out of here. But so it was in. Can I say the shop name? Would that be?
Yeah. Go ahead, dox him.
It was Resurrection, and I guess our audience knows we go to Tuskegee. It was Resurrection Barbershop,
They
and
didn't, but okay.
In Tuskegee, Alabama.
Tuskegee, Alabama, on West Montgomery Lane. I'm just kidding. Right next to the post office. Was it next to the post?
It was next to an
Next to
old
a daycare.
post office.
Daycare.
Yeah,
Man,
daycare
that
on the
city,
side.
man, that city's wild.
But I remember I went in, and I had been going to. I believe I had been going to the barbershop that Justin was just talking about, and then I switched over and I went to Resurrection the next week, and I was waiting for like the good barber. There's good barbers, and you can tell they're good barbers because their chair is always, flowing, and they're always on their phone, and they just look cool, like
Mm-hmm.
people like them. And then you can tell a bad barber.
Because his chair is always empty. He's always
Sure,
sitting.
always
He's always cleaning it off.
Yeah.
Looking around,
And
say, "You up? You up next?" He said, "No, I'm good. I'm waiting for this guy."
as soon as
Okay.
anybody walks in, you need a cut.
You cut. I got you. Got you. You got an appointment? An appointment? And so I was one of those guys. And in my engineering mind, I was like, yeah, efficiency, time is better than I'd rather wait 30 minutes and get a decent haircut than 2 hours and get a decent haircut. So I went in there like a freaking G.I. Joe. And I was like, yeah, sure. Just cut me up. And he sure did that. But I think the worst thing is he was doing that thing that Justin talked about where he tilts your head and he kind of looks and and turns you around in the chair so you're not looking at that's a red flag too. So you have no idea what's about to go on. And then I remember he finished me up and he said, "Hey, before you get up, so your last barber, he took your hairline back. But you see, what I did is I brought it back forward for you."
Uh,
And I was like, "What?" And he showed me the mirror, and my hairline it was pretty good. And I was like, "Nice." And I rubbed my head, and my hairline it came off like he had used hair clippings and lined them up to add a hairline, and then he used that spray stuff. The problem is that the spray stuff is temporary, like it's not permanent. And so I don't know what he expected me to do in Tuskegee, Alabama, where the heat, as soon as I start sweating, that thing leave like mud all over my face.
I can't. Every time I hear the story, I start crying because I know he was so proud of himself. He said, "Yeah, I brought your hairline up." You're like, that's not physically possible. And then he shows you all his hard work, and then you just wipe it off.
You're talking about that. He had like the cardboard or like the playing card he would spray
Yeah.
to make sure that line was straight.
Appreciate the spray, but yeah, that's my worst barbershop story.
No, another thing about Resurrection, all right. Nathan was being generous with him. Okay, you don't wait 2 hours in that barbershop. Okay, it's an afternoon. All right, you miss a meal if you want to go to Resurrection and get your hair cut. All right. 4 barbers, and then maybe I'd say 8 people on a full day. And 4 hours later, it's time for your turn to get in that chair.
And then their best friend walks in with an appointment. Like you're like waiting, and you kind of stand up, and then he gives you that, "Oh no, man, this guy had
He puts his hand out.
he said he had an appointment.
an appointment." Those are the worst things you could ever hear as a black man.
I only
He
use
did an appointment.
Resurrection like once or twice. I had my barber in Montgomery. I always made appointments with.
Oh, that guy was great. Oh man,
I don't think you've met mine. This isn't Cochise. This was
okay.
another one.
Oh, jeez.
That man changed our life.
I never got the haircut from him. I got it from the other guy
Oh
at
yeah.
the barbershop.
Oh yeah. Everyone else besides AC.
I'll let this be my barbershop story. It was this situation. We went to Xavier's barber, but there were too many of us. And so there was another guy there also cutting hair. So, he said he was cool. He said, no, he's good. He's good, you know. Sat down in the chair, got the haircut. He's pinking from ear to ear. I'm like, what is he walking around for so much? Right? Again, he's doing the thing where it's like, you know, he's taking a lot of time on one specific part. So then he shows me the mirror, and I'm missing my sideburn. He cut my sideburns, and there was a spot between the top of my ear and the bottom of my ear that was missing. You know, he said, "Oh, don't worry about that. That's the new thing now." I said, "Oh," I said, "Oh, okay." I'm missing sideburns. It's not like a goatee thing going on. I have a beard, and I'm missing my sideburns. They're gone. He said, "That's the new thing. That's the new thing." I had to go home and shave off my whole beard and mustache. This man cut off too much. He was didn't use the guard. I don't even have that. I didn't have that much hair at the time. He still managed to cut a bare spot on my sides.
I'm sorry, you never got the experience. Coach.
Yeah, I never got Cochise. I don't even know what that guy name was. We never saw him again. He messed me up. He said, "Good thing I'll never see these guys again."
He said, "Oh, y'all are just passing through town? Bet. Yeah, I got you."
He said, "I'm gonna try something new today. I hope you don't mind." He said, "That's the thing." Oh man.
All right, I gotta head on out. So y'all can continue.
I think we got a good amount of.
We got some good stuff in here.
Been over an hour,
Yeah.
20 minutes.
See, we started at, this is 4:40. Oh yeah, we got over a little over an hour. All right.
Yeah.
Wow,
Stuff.
episode 2. Excuse me, episode 3. Episode 3.
Yeah. All right, so
Episode 3.
Mhm.
Can't wait for Justin to cut out my bad roast. I'm sorry about that. A lot of work.
All right, guys.
All right.
Alright.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you
the
all
podcast.
for listening again. All right, Knuckle Sandwich out.
All right. Catch y'all later.